I don't want to hear, well, the Chargers were banged up. Okay, that would matter if maybe it was a close game. It wasn't. It was a pure domination and could have been a lot worse. 38-10, we'll take it. Second half on fire. First half pretty close. I didn't like the red zone early, like in the first half, getting field goals instead of scores. It changed eventually, which was good. But look, they dominated. The O-line, D-line crushed them. I mean, I get it. Your best guys weren't out there. It doesn't matter. Again, if the game was close, I could say, well, okay, if you had these two guys, maybe you would have fared better. But there's a 28-point differential. There's no all this crap. Well, you beat a depleted team. Shut up. We didn't beat you. We killed you. I love saying we. They killed you. I mean, come on, get off that stupid box. That is ridiculous. J-Rob, a MVP performance. O-line, and that was a great call on 4th and 1. What a great game, a play call, and what a formation. And it was just unbelievable. When you see the camera keep going out, they have another blocker. They have another blocker. They have another blocker. There's like 7 guys over there, 6 guys over there. And all they did was what? Walled it down, pulled the guard, kicked out the thing, and boom, gone.
But that's
what
happens.
Thing of beauty, man.
That's what happens
Beautiful.
when you're well coached and like not only.
Well, you're not afraid to call the play either.
True.
Great call at the right time.
And you also you have reason to believe your guys are going to execute, right?
Well, they're earning the trust. I mean, that's what it's all about. But I just love the fact that here you go lopsided. Oh, what do they call it? Over. The hell did they call that back in the day? Overload, maybe something like that. And then you got 3 tight ends on top of that. That was pretty awesome. I don't know. That was impressive to me. He just slid them down and off to the races. J-Rob, it's funny. J-Rob can't hit the home run. J-Rob can't hit the home run. Guess what? 50's enough for me. It don't need to be more than 50 yards. If he can get there with 50, and in, what more do you need? Fantastic performance by J-Rob. 5.9 yards per carry, of course, that great call on 4th and 1. Trevor was on point again. Look, 2 weeks in a row, game plan being executed. Efficiency. Taking what's there. It's funny. So I was talking to a good friend of mine, and I'm not going to give you his name, and I can't tell you the network, but I'd reached out to him about something. He gets back to me. He's in the media. He's a national media guy. And he's like, look, I'm getting ready to go on this podcast. Can we talk about the Jags? I'm like, yeah. He's like, because I'm not allowed to talk. We're not allowed to talk about them on the network. I'm like, really? He's like, well, they're not the only ones. It's like small market that's not doing that. Those aren't our priorities, like when we go through all the games. I was like, wow, that's kind of wild. He's like, but on this podcast, I'm going to talk about them a ton. I was like, all right. So we started talking about it. Anyway, one thing that really stood out, he said, as I know Doug, what would he be saying to Trevor after week 1? And he said, just get completions. He's like, I know, that's what he told him, because that's what we'd tell everybody. Just get completions. And I was like, it's so simple, but it's brilliant. Hey, Trev, you don't have to make these big dynamic throws all the time. Get completions. Move the chain. Take what's there. You can tell they're designing plays to get these guys open. They're open. I mean, he threw some beautiful balls that were tight too, but for the most part, they're open. And he's seeing the read, and he's taking the progression, and he knows where he's going with the football, and it's decisive. But I thought that was great. Like, yeah. Hey, how can I be better? Just get completions.
Particularly
Awesome
early in the game.
Well, remember, he was off early in the game. You're like, whoa, that was high. Oh, that was high. Like,
yeah, he did miss
threw
a couple,
like 3 high, like not. You're like, oh, that's not good. But then he settled down, and he the rest of the time he was great.
And you know how he settled down? He just got completions.
Just got completions.
5 yards, hit it. 7 yards, hit it. 3 yards, hit it.
Brilliant.
And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm pretty good at this football
Makes sense.
And then all of a sudden, 20 yards, hit it. That touchdown to Zay Jones.
Oh, beautiful.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, but I don't know if
Zay Jones turned out to be a hell of a pickup, man.
I don't know if he makes that throw if he didn't get the 5 yard one first.
No, I agree. You
know what I'm saying?
I agree. It gives that confidence.
Yes.
And then that 20 becomes 40, then 50.
Right.
Then you take the shots. Like, hey, I'm ready to take a shot. Oh, that was a pretty good throw. Guess what? I'm going to take another shot. We're going to take another shot. Next thing you know, they're keeping way off balance. But he was on point. O-line was great. No sacks and only 2 QB registered hits. Of course, no picks as well. 3 touchdowns. It was good, man. It was good. Zay Jones, Kirk, Marvin Jones, Agnew. I want to see more of Agnew. That was one play, man. He's got. I want to see more of him. Get him like 3 or 4, maybe 3. 4 might be. I know it sounds so stupid, but how are you going to fit him in? Like, when are you going to fit him in? That's what you got to figure out. But he needs more than one. And I
think
in my opinion,
the part where it's probably tough as a play caller is if you want to get him the ball like 3 or 4 times a game, he needs to be in the game probably 10 plays.
10 plays, right.
Right, because it can't just be
every time he's out there.
Right.
Right. Yeah, they'll figure that.
But he's shown no reason he can't do that.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay, I just gave a ton of praise for the offense, and they deserve it. They put up 38 points. That's huge. Your quarterback was clean the entire time, never felt in danger at all. So, kudos and well-deserved kudos. I said after last week's performance against Indy, if our defense played like that, even close to that every game, they're going to be in every game. I was trying to think of the right word, but then it came to me. Like, they're stifling. Like, even with a little bit of, you've got a little bit of room, they're coming from all, they're just fast and relentless, and they're just getting to the ball. And, even, who was it? Roy Robinson. It's the old adage. You say, hey, good things happen when you run to the ball. That's like, you learned that back in, like, grammar school. You run to the football because you never know. Ball gets knocked out, and you just happen to be there and pick it up. You just never know. But they are a stifling defense. Now, only 1 sack, Smoot had it, and 6 registered hits on Herbert. But, man, it felt like they were harassing his ass all day long. And he looked good at times. The one throw, obviously, was pretty awesome. But you could tell they were getting to him. And I don't blame them. They're coming together as a front that's really bad to the ball. Josh Allen is playing lights out. Trayvon Walker, man, you keep looking at his highlights and just what he's doing. Brian Baldinger does a great job. I love watching his little clips. Baldy's breakdowns are the best. He's a cool dude. I've met him a few times.
When you've got a win on a Sunday afternoon and you're feeling good,
yep.
Sometimes I'll be like, I cannot wait for this Baldy breakdown tomorrow. It's going to be awesome.
And he's fantastic, and he's really been showing a lot of our Jags. Look, the Jags, number 1 in run defense at 55 yards a game. Do you know how huge that is? That is freaking massive compared to what they've been. 200-yard games, remember? That wasn't too long ago. Had only 26, I think.
How huge that is in this division?
No, right. Well, we're going to get into our – I like going around, not the whole league, but a little bit of the division because we'll get into it in just a minute. Anyway, their 6 picks are first. Their turnover ratio is like +8 or 9. It's like last year was -11. They were terrible. It's like a pancake flip. It's incredible.
Our offense has only turned it over once, right? That Trevor interception against Washington.
Yeah.
The last second prayer. That's our only turnover.
Yeah, I think so.
That's huge.
Huge is right. Tied for 3rd in points on defense. That's where it's at, man. 12.7 points per game. And then, of course, Washington scoring 28. Hey, you can say whatever you want. The offense could have made a few more plays. We should have won. We didn't win, and the defense did not perform well that week. It's okay. But they've performed outstanding the past 2 weeks, without a doubt. 3rd down, Jags 8 of 15 on offense. Awesome. Better than 50%. Defense, 5 of 13. Not too bad. Not too bad. 5 of 15, you'd be 33. So about 38%. That's somewhere around there. Don't quote me. Yards per attempt throwing, 6.7 for Trev, 6.2 for Justin. Yards per carry as an offense, 4.2 for the Jags. Chuck Woolery, 2.2. 2-2. Remember that? Was it Chuck Woolery? It was. The dating connection or whatever. We'll be back in 2-2. Anyway, it was 2.2. I'm a little old, I guess. Yards per carry, held him to 2.2 yards per carry. Incredible. You got to stop the run to get to the QB. Just makes sense. Time of possession, we had 38 and a half minutes. I mean, come on. It was a thorough beatdown. It was. I don't care. And, it sucks those guys got hurt. Boza got hurt. Slater's, he's done for the year. He ruptured a bicep tendon. What? Yeah, 2 of them. I couldn't play left tackle, so no big deal. But those are big blows. But so what? We got after him, man. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I love Doug's demeanor. They just look really, really professional. Isn't that a fresh of breath there? Professional organization. Hey, Doug was professional. Tom, of course, they were all professional. Obviously, the crap show last year was not professional, but we're back to being a professional organization. Thank you. Thank the Lord for the nighttime.
Well, to piggyback on the professional thing and also just being good is the biggest breath of fresh air to me is every Sunday now when they line up at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock or whenever they kick off and a couple of drives into the game, It looks like they did something during the week.
Right.
It looks like they studied the opponent.
Yeah,
they drew up plays.
Man. They are efficient and
like offensively, defensively, it's like, oh my God, they actually did some homework during the week. They actually prepared for something.
Well, I also think that they're dictating their performance. They're not letting the other side do it, right? They're being very aggressive. They're being very poignant and efficient on offense. I mean, it's deliberate. It's not, hey, let's drop them back and see who can get open. It's, hey, ball in his hands, who's open? Open, go. Open, go. You want to go to number 2? Fine. One's not there, go to 2. Fine. But it's not, hey, let's see who can get open. La, 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 and then get killed. Like that's been happening in years past. So that's a good thing. But, yeah, they're a very good team. They're a very good team. And I trust Doug will keep them humble. Because you have to. You can't let winning get in your way. Because it can. Guys get a little too cocky. You don't want that, and I don't think that'll happen, without a doubt. So we believe this team is good, and they are good. It's funny how the NFL treats us as fans because one week we're like, oh, man, and then the next week you're like, whoa, that's weird. Like the Jags kicking the crap out of the Colts 24-0. The very next week, the Colts beating the Chiefs, which 20-17, which is you're like, okay, so what does that mean? Do the Chiefs suck? No, they don't suck, but they got them that day. The Colts did.
Well, last week it was Matt Ryan's washed and they're 2-1 dimensional.
I know, right. And then they beat the Chiefs, who are considered a playoff contender without a doubt. You look at the Dolphins. Josh Allen threw it 63 times in that game. 63, 400 yards, and only 19 points for the Bills. Losing 20. Dolphins got a good team, man. Do we play them?
No.
We don't play Miami. Ooh, in the playoffs we might. What?
Because
playoffs?
The AFC division we play this year is the West. Yep. So we play like we just play the Chargers, play Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders.
Yeah.
And since we're
gonna beat the Raiders.
Since we finished last in the AFC South last year, we play the Jets from the East, not the Dolphins.
Gotcha.
The Jets are that Thursday night game before Christmas.
That's right. Bears beat the Tex. Bears having an okay year. I mean, they're doing all right. The Titans beat the Raiders. A lot of us watch that game. Like, you look at the Titans. They got crushed by the Bills. Crushed. And then they come back. And now the Raiders aren't the Bills, but they're a decent team. Derek Carr, I don't know. He just seems like he gets a lot of. When the going gets tough, I don't know. And he's tough. It's not that he's not tough, but he never's clutch.
He's the most mediocre quarterback in the NFL.
Sometimes he's good and sometimes he's not good. But when he needs, like that game, like, come on, you got the weapons. You got one of the best tight ends in the game, one of the best wide receiver in the game. I don't know. He doesn't do it for me.
Derek Carr, to me, has always been the ultimate benchmark of a quarterback, meaning if your quarterback is worse than Derek Carr, you're probably not happy with your QB situation.
Well, he's not your franchise QB.
If your quarterback is better than Derek Carr, you probably feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. I don't know. Then you got a guy like Cooper Rush who just, making plays for Dallas. Great game last night. I watched a good bit of that.
What team is going to pay Cooper Rush a ton of money next year to be their French? What team is going to pay Cooper Rush a ton of money next year?
Seattle. Somebody will.
The Colts.
The Colts. Yeah, because Matt Ryan's, he's all washed up. But anyway, a great week. A great win for the Jags. I know how you feel. It's just makes everything better. It does. It sure does. That's what makes our community special, our town special, our Jag special, our Duval special. So next up is Philly. They're 3-0. We feel, when you look at them, we're got a lot of similarities. Really good defense, good pass rush, strong offensive line. Hurts is playing some good football. I do look at point differential. They're at plus 36. Philadelphia Eagles are. Our Jags are at plus 46. That's a 10-point difference. Doug's return back to the city of brotherly love. I wonder if, what if you're not their brother any longer? Or is he always their brother? He must be. He won a Super Bowl. Doug Pederson's got to be Philadelphia's, They got
a statue of that man.
Right. Yeah. He's like Rocky.
Right. I mean, you build a statue of a guy.
So they're not going to boo him.
They better not. I don't think so.
I mean, it's Philly.
I got a buddy.
Once you're the enemy, you're the enemy.
I got a buddy who's a diehard Eagles fan, like been a fan since birth.
Yeah.
He was like, they'll give him a standing ovation.
Okay.
So
that would be the classy thing to do.
I
know they love Nicky Foles and still do forever because he won him a title.
Somewhat, if a coach came in and won me a Super Bowl and then left the next year and coached the Titans, I'm still building him a statue. A Super Bowl?
Yeah.
In Jacksonville?
Oh, in Jacksonville. Well, because Philly's had a Super Bowl before.
No, that was their first Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Vermeil lost, right?
They had never won a Super Bowl before.
Yeah, right.
And they've been around for forever.
Does every team that wins a Super Bowl have a statue of that coach that won the Super Bowl?
I think if it's the first one, they should.
I mean, Ditka's, he's still king. I mean, so is Jordan and so are others, but yeah. Oh, you win one here, forget about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Has there anybody head coach at 1 and 2?
In 2 different cities?
Yeah. That's a good trivia. I don't know. We'd have to look that up. I'm sure someone out there knows because they're smart and they're on their computer.
If you gave me a minute to think about it, I would maybe be able to come up with somebody.
New England, Parcells, and Belichick. Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. No, Parcells
should have been.
No,
Coughlin.
He lost. That's right. He lost to the Patriots. I mean, he lost to Green Bay in '96.
Should have been Coughlin.
Yeah.
Because that '99 team.
96, we were right there too, man. We shouldn't have lost that game, but we did. 99, we shouldn't have lost that. Titans were really good, though. You can't deny. I mean, they were really good too.
Right.
2 really good teams. There's no doubt about that. Hey, hopefully our Jags can get there, man, where we're talking AFC Championship. Let's not get carried away. I think Doug's going to keep them humble. I'm going to stay humble. Fans, you go out there and fan and do whatever you want, man. Jump for joy. Scream from the rooftops. Just don't do what – have you seen it? I've seen multiple videos, but I saw a recent one. Hey, Bills fan, if you're going to jump on a table, make sure you get there. Kid, like, jumped off this RV and, like, fell flat on the cement. Like, you missed the table, like, by, like, 2 feet. Like,
that was the whole point.
What are you doing? Like, move the table closer. Yeah, he went splat. And everyone just kind of looked at him like, I don't even think anybody wanted to help him up. Just like, what are you, a dummy? How'd you miss that? It's like right here. Yeah, brutal. Light it on fire and then jump on it. That's the most impressive, at least in my opinion. All right, if weather permitting, this Sunday for the Eagles-Jags game, Jags-Eagles game, however you want to call it, I will be at the Southern Grill hanging out with my boy Joey Farah. He's the owner. We're going to have some specials going on. We're going to have some drink specials, some food, some of the best food you'll ever have. He's got the NFL ticket, TVs everywhere. We'll watch the Jags hopefully kick the crap out of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll be back Friday, hopefully weather permitting again, to do another catching up with Tommy Mack. And we'll break down Philadelphia and the Jags, the state of the team, and just looking forward to another NFL weekend of football. And notice I didn't mention my Boston College Eagles. I'm not really happy with them. I'm not. And I don't want to say something right now publicly because, they get mad. They're not, I'd be mad too if I heard a former Hall of Famer bitching and moaning and pissing about the current head coach and their team because they absolutely are terrible. I mean, we're not expecting you to win a national title, but, man, what an embarrassment. And catch off to Florida State, man. You got to take your medicine when you got to take your medicine. Way better team. I get to the bar, and I'm like, all right, they're gonna kick some ass. It's 14-0. I'm like, what? I just got here, and I just left the house like 2 minutes ago. I didn't know the kickoff went for score.
Florida State looks so much better than they have.
They've
gotten a lot better.
4-0, baby. 4-0. Congrats. I watched the Florida game, too. That was a pretty good game to watch.
I had, accepted my defeat. I was like, all right, it sucks, but I know we're going to lose.
Yeah, and then
when we got the onside kick,
I
was back up.
I know.
I was like, oh, my God.
I was shocked.
Just because of all the amazing Tennessee collapses over the years, that would have been the best
Tennessee's got a team. That quarterback's good.
Hendon Hooker.
He's really good. I like that kid. He can play. So don't get me wrong, AR is good too. I mean, he's really good too. But
Hendon Hooker, I think, in a lot of ways, looks
like go for 2 there. You gotta take the points, man. The points are so important when you're
because you would have had that onside kick only down 3.
I know
instead of 5. That changes everything.
I know. Yeah. Well, it was fun to watch. What a great crowd, great atmosphere. I don't believe. I think I was hearing Hickens say, "Well, he was trying not to go into overtime." I'm like, come on, make it a 2-score game. I know everybody on this station's been beating him up, so I'm not going to beat him up too bad. But instead of a 3-score, make it a 2-score. It's simple as that. You're down by 10. You still got a chance. All right, we'll be back later in the week. Have a great week. Stay safe out there. Hurricane Ian, is it Ian? Ian?
Yep.
Ian. He's coming, and he looks big. Hopefully he's like one of those really big dudes, that's all jacked up, and you're like, oh, my gosh, he's so scary. But then he goes down with one punch. You know what I mean? Those kind of guys. Hopefully Ian's a lot like that. And land is the punch. Get it? Maybe. All right. Peace and love out there. Till next time, stay safe and be cool. We'll see you right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mack on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL.com, and streaming live on the relevant app. What is Microlumix? It's germicidal. Touchpoint technology, baby. You'll hear more in the coming days and weeks. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.